All right, and we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. It's your man BMT in the building. We got a pretty good show lined up for you guys today, man. We're going to do a couple of reaction videos to some of the disinformation going around about the Passport Bros. We also have a special announcement, man. We did a podcast yesterday. I'm going to premiere that at the end of this stream. So stay tuned for the Passport Bro Dash podcast as well, man. So we got a good show lined up for you guys, man. Stay tuned. We're gonna be right back. All right.
I'm repping that BMT. No matter where I go, no matter where I be. Representing for my brother BMT.
Got my man Austin in the building. What up, bro?
What's good?
Travel is life.
This how we roll. Look, I just have to get off the elevator. Look at it. The BMT shirt on. You know, we representing all the way in Thailand, man.
This shirt is so dope, man. It shows up your guns, fits your muscles, gives you room at the bottom for the belly, and then you repping the BMT brand, man. So make sure y'all pick up that BMT shirt because it's fire. It looks good. He got them in different colors, and I'm telling y'all, man, the fit, it ain't that cheap bullshit. It's a real quality shirt, man. I love it, BMT. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for blessing me with the shirt, and I'll see you on the other side. You dig?
Yeah, go cop the new merch.
All right, we are live. We are back, man. So I did this video. The title of this video, of course, is what's the definition of a passport, bro? Because it's so much disinformation going on. Like when people see a movement growing, they will try to attach. If they disagree with the movement, they will try to attach anything negative to that particular movement to meet their narrative. So right now, you know, Passport Bro movement is growing. It was destined to grow at some point. It's been growing a lot lately. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in this space, that's helping it grow. Shout out to my dude O'Shea B. Jackson. I'm going to be responding to one of his videos as well. But I see a lot of negativity and a lot of misconceptions being attached to the movement. And so I got to come out here sometimes and just tell you guys the truth, right? Because we need that. We need somebody to kind of give it some balance. Because right now, there's a lot of this videos about us and the so-called Passport Bro movement. And they're attaching anybody, all right, to this movement. Like I say, it's a lot of disinformation, all right? But I'm going to get you the video in 1 second. Guys, I want to tell you this real quick. If you are planning on coming to Thailand, a lot of guys in Thailand right now, a lot of content creators. Shout out to everybody here in Thailand right now. Shout out to my dude Taylor May, just moved to Thailand. Shout out to Richard Mack. Well, the tapers out here. So I'll give you guys all a shout out. Brand Drew is out here as well. I did a podcast with Travelversity and Austin Holloman. He's out here as well. But I got to give you guys a warning. It is currently the end of the rainy season, and it has been raining every single day for the last few weeks. And it particularly rains sometimes during the day, but mostly at night. So I want you guys to keep that in mind, because a lot of guys, they come out here and they want you still to go out, but it's like a tsunami out there. It's raining every time. So just try to schedule your trip around the rainy season. I talked to one of my top friends today, and they said the rainy season technically lasts between May all the way up towards the end of October. So that's a nice little stretch, but just plan your trip accordingly, because you don't want to be stuck in a room pouring. Now, the good thing is, for the most part, the rain doesn't really stop no show for the most part. I mean, people just kind of just duck off when it rains. Then, people will come on back after the rain. It rains for about a good hour sometimes. Like I say, it really don't stop too much because people are on vacation. It's funny to me that, I see some of the comment section that people say, oh, you guys are, you ruined Sasua, you ruined Colombia, now you're in Thailand, you're going to ruin it. Listen, guys, Thailand gets over 30 million tourists a year, all right? It's one of the biggest tourist cities in the world as far as Bangkok and Pattaya. So nobody's going to ruin it. Don't feel bad. Don't have a fear of missing out. Everything is going to be everything when you arrive in Thailand, all right? And they recently legalized or decriminalized marijuana as well. So it's really going to get back popping. They are. The thing I like about Thailand, man, is they do take care of their tourists and expats versus other certain countries that want the money but don't necessarily look out for the tourists. All right. So we'll talk about that a little later on in the show. Let me catch some of these super chats, and then we're going to go ahead and get to the reaction video. I want to give a shout out to my dude, Mostly Money TV, my boy Andre from Love Crossing Boy, for the 20,000 pesos. He said USD to COP, dollar, Colombian peso. Let's go. Yeah, man, the American dollar is dominating all over the world right now. If you in this passport bro thing, man, we are winning in every category right now. So don't worry about the haters. Now, once again, I got Andre again with 20 Colombian pesos. Appreciate that, my bro. He said, shout out to the bros in Thailand. Yeah, guys in Thailand are deep. But like I say, unfortunately, we are towards the end of the rainy season, as explained to me by one of my top friends. And it's been raining pretty much every night, all right? Every night for about an hour, all right? So just keep that in mind of planning your trip accordingly, especially if you don't have a lot of time out here. But no worries. Like I said before, the rain usually lasts for about an hour or something, like hour and a half. I want to give a shout out to my dude, Fred C. I believe I know who that is, man. Shout out to you, bro. $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. I got my boy D May in the building. He said, shout out to you, bro. I will be back, man. I'm waiting on you, bro. We had a good time while you was out here. Beach Bum TV said you met me at Flex. That's what's up, man. Flex is my spot. You already know. So, guys, I want to pull this up. Now, keep in mind the original video, the first video I'm going to show you was actually taken down. It was taken down, all right? And I'm pretty sure I know why she took the video down off of TikTok, because, once again, it's information. Upon further research, we found out that it's information. But luckily, my dude, O'Shea Duke Jackson, did a reaction video to this, all right? And I'm going to do a reaction to a reaction. You feel me? So shout out to my dude, O'Shea Duke Jackson. I want to give a shout out to Tobias and Travel. He says, just supporting the stream. Tobias always coming through, man. Appreciate that, man. Can't wait to check out, do that stream with you later on this week. He said, glad to see you continue the journey. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. So myself, I caught the lives with T&D, Zoom, and Travelversity. Shout out to my dude, Travelversity, man. Shout out to all my passport bros out here in the beautiful.
One of the passport bros. All of those submissive.
All right. So, preface this clip. This is a woman talking about the passport bros. Play this right quick.
And I love that for him. because he is where he belongs, around all of those submissive women. That's where he was supposed to be. I don't believe in God making no mistakes. He's supposed to stay there, right? He's supposed to stay there, right? You and all the rest of them losers, y'all need to stay over there when y'all go.
So you already see what you're going at this with.
When y'all run out of money, oh well, too bad. I guess you're going to see how them women really feel about you once the money gone. You could have did that for free in the U.S. But nevertheless, we're not paying to bring you back home because we want you to stay where you at.
All right, so to give us some preference, a video went viral of a brother going broke overseas. I guess he tried to move in with a female. And I don't suggest that. We all know, especially some of the older girls, we all know that's a no-no. That's one of the number one rules in this passport, bro. Movement. We do not move in any women. You got to have your stuff together when you travel. So this is what she's talking about. She's talking about the guy who started a GoFundMe because he is stranded. And I'm going to tell you where he's stranded at in a second. Let's go.
And of course, I was looking at the comments such as this one. I want relationship podcasts to be abolished. And all these things, a lot of ladies were basically making fun of the guy. But I wanted to really see what the video was about from the guy himself. Ditch between their heads.
Good morning, everybody.
Now, this is the guy who's supposedly stranded overseas. A woman's doing a reaction video. She's smiling, happy that he's, I guess, went broke overseas, apparently. Let's go.
Appreciate the love, man, and the prayers coming from the last post I made. I only got a couple hours left at this motel. I'm stranded down here with no money. I don't normally do this, man, but, I'm begging for a little financial help.
She is smiling, boy. She's smiling. They love to see. They love to see it, don't they?
Give me a couple more nights at this motel so I can come with a game plan. If y'all can help me out, man, that'd be appreciated. I mean, it's $70 per night. At least give me a couple more nights, man. That way I can muster up a game plan and see what I can come up with. And I still gotta get the rest of my stuff at her house. Like I said, I appreciate all the prayers and y'all coming through, and I'm thankful. I know this is a mistake that I made, coming down here, trying to start a new life. That's something I have to take accountability for, because that was a dumb decision. I gave my life from up north in Pittsburgh to come down here, man. I guess I fell for the foolishness of believing, she told me she'll help me with everything, get me on my feet, make sure.
Now, this is like a, young guy mistake, probably had some tough times where he was at. He was talking to, I guess, a female. I'm going to tell you exactly, but I want you to notice something. I want you to notice something in all the reaction videos. They're not telling you exactly where, what country is he in, where he went to, and apparently was, I guess, abandoned or broke, right? They're not telling you where. Let's get back to it.
I'm good. That's my fault for fully investing in that. I didn't even get a chance to even get my things together. Even down to changing my address.
All right, let me skip a little bit ahead real quick. I want to show you another guy who made a comment on the video. Hold on. Remember now, they're going in on us. They're going in on us because one guy went overseas and had a bad experience. Apparently. Hold on. Allegedly, I mean. Hold on. Now we got another guy reacting to this. This guy right here. Like that's Hype Williams or something, but let's go.
I done told y'all passport fools. Now this is a brother that went down there to Mexico for love, and now he's stranded begging for money online. I done told y'all this. Dog, you could have spent that money that got you stranded out there in Mexico. You could have spent that in America, dog. You could have took that money to Atlanta. You could have took that money to Vegas. You could have took that money to Miami. But see, y'all never want to listen to King Brujo when I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you something good. I'm trying to give you the game.
Trying to give us the game. I guess he's want to be a PUA coach now.
So that you can understand that no matter where you go in the world, you're that dude. And so women are going to respect you because you that dude. That's it. Man up and do what you gotta do.
All right, so
All right, shout out to my brother O'Shea. But let me catch these super chats, man. All right, let me catch these super chats real quick, and I'm tell you guys exactly, where he was supposedly allegedly stranded at. All right, so shout out to King Magnate. He's a member also. The $2 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, salute to the Blue Book gentlemen. All right, salute to that Blue Passport group for sure. Shout out to my dude, Drew Travels out there in Africa with a $4.99 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Great show we did. Shout out to you, Drew. We got to do one again real soon. Shout out to John Robinson Alagu with the $1. I believe that's the Canadian. That might be the Canadian dollar, I think. Shout out to you, John, man. I really appreciate that. So everybody's asking, where is he stranded? Fellas, he was stranded in New Mexico. That's why the original video was taken down. Now, do we all know where New Mexico is? New Mexico is in America. So he was not technically overseas. All right. And this is not to bash him. People make their mistakes, tell him what she said to him to get him to convince him to move from where he was from. But so now you see what I'm talking about. People are trying to associate the Passport Bros, our movement, with anything they can find that fits their narrative, basically. All right. Anything they can personally find to kind of dusty up the movement, where in fact, most Passport Bros that are participating in this movement have resources to be able to travel overseas, all right? Or even live overseas long term or spend long amounts of time overseas. So in essence, you got to have your stuff together to a certain degree to be able to do that, all right? So this guy is technically not a Passport Bro, all right? This is just a guy, a random bro that's, went through a bad situation and started a fund page so he probably can get back home. So this whole thing, and they say she ended up correcting herself, but it just goes to show you that people are so upset that the dating pool is shrinking down now in America that they would do anything before they really do their due diligence and research. And she had to take that video down because she sounds silly as hell, not even knowing that New Mexico is in America. All right. He said, dude, is in New Mexico. He said it. Yes, yeah. He said somebody said she corrected herself. Shout out to my dude down on music, bro. I'm looking for your WhatsApp, man. Hit me on the email, bro. blackmentravels@gmail.com because I'm looking for your WhatsApp. I said, my man straight in New Mexico. This is a new level of broke. Yes, sir. Somebody said he was in Albuquerque. Some of y'all do be caking though. I've seen that in Cartagena. Let me tell you something, man. What I realize is everybody be caking to a certain degree, bro. That's one thing I do realize about being here around in Thailand, around different, nationalities and people, that there's dust and simping in every culture. All right, every corner of the earth. You got some simping and you got some dustiness. So it's just not, pigeonholed to Americans. It's all over the world, family. It's all over the world. Somebody said, what type of visa I need to visit New Mexico? They got cartel violence out there. Shout out to my dude, Dre the Kid. So as you can see, guys, like I said before, it's plenty of videos out there. Plenty of videos out there that you can find, that people are, super upset. It's not even just the women, it's guys as well. I don't know why everybody is so technically triggered about men traveling overseas to spend their options. And that's what the definition of a Passport Bro truly is. That's all it is that men have decided pretty much, and you got Passport Bros that still date in the States, all right? But all it's saying is men have decided to opt out of the system of America, the Western system. Men have decided to opt out and explore their other options. That's all the definition of a Passport Bro is, all right? It has nothing to do with just women, all right? It has nothing to do with hating women, all right? It has nothing to do with hating America, all right? All it specifically is guys saying, you know what? I'm going to open up the options. I'm going to travel around the world, all right? I'm going to travel around the world. I'm going to see how far my American dollar goes. I'm going to see if I can find some cheaper healthcare, all right? I'm going to see if I can start a business, all right? Shout out to my guy Dante at the Mahu Bar out here in Patsiao. Shout out to my dude Junior who owns a dispensary here as well. Shout out to my dude John, who also owns a dispensary as well. Shout out to my dude Cardell that owns a restaurant in Sasua. Shout out to Flip Flop, ownership of a restaurant in Sasua. We got another guy that have a restaurant in Cartagena. All right. I got a guy out here that's looking to purchase a hotel. All right. So these are passport bros. All right. All right. That's the definition of a passport bro. Guys deciding to build and invest in overseas. That's the definition of a passport bro. Not all this other crap. All right. It's not about sexual tourism. All right. It's not about hating American women. All it is men decide to expand their options overseas. That's all it is. That's all this movement is about at the end of the day. All right. And like I say, people are upset. Some people are even envious of the fact. Some people can't figure it out, so they rather hate. You know, they want to blanket the whole movement with one thing, and you know, next something negative. And when that's just truly not the case. The thing about this movement, man, is you got all different types of people, right? You got all types of people that travel. You got the weekend warriors that travel. They go, they have a fun for a couple of days, and they go back to America. All right. They can be considered to be passport bros to a certain extent. All right. Them too. But for the most part, this whole movement is really about more so about worldwide entrepreneurship, networking, and empowerment. That's all this is. Like, that's what this movement is about. And I want to really put that out there because there's a lot of misconceptions and disinformation about this movement. And we're not going to allow it to be dirty up. That's why I have to do these videos. All right. Like I say, it's tons of disinformation videos, tons of them coming from all types of corners, you know, YouTubers, everything. I mean, you got dudes with whole channels called Passport Bros Exposed. All right. And they got to literally sit there on TikTok all day and try to find disinformation associated with people that don't even have passports, who haven't even traveled the world. And some of the guys don't even live in America making this videos. So they, technically speaking, are a passport bro as well. But they try to do it for clout. They try to do it for clicks. All right. People want additional income. They want controversy. They want to be able to pander to a certain audience. So they'll make disinformational videos all day. All right. Shout out to Highlander 2016 with $1.99 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, BMT outstanding interview with Austin Holloman. I appreciate that. Shout out to Austin. I did do an interview. I believe he premiered that a couple of hours ago, actually. I know it's like super early morning here in Thailand, but he premiered that video. So, guys, check out Austin, man. Good dude. Good dude. Also, remember, guys, I have a podcast that's going to premiere with Austin right after the show. So stay tuned for that as well. All right. So I want to react to another video. This was a great video. I want to give a shout out to this YouTube channel. I believe they just started this YouTube channel, guys. But it's very good. It's growing very fast. They put this video together very well, and I thought it was hilarious. It was a serious video because the title of the video was Catching the Scopola Mean Queen. All right? Catching the Scopola Mean Queen. So this was a good video right here. All right? Like I said, it already has almost 250,000 views. Very good video. I'm not going to play the whole video because I don't know these guys. I don't want no copyright strikes or anything. So I'm going to do a little bit, just a little snippet of the video that I thought was hilarious. But to give this video some context, what basically happened was a guy had met a woman on Tinder. I believe they was in Cartagena, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they was in Cartagena. Either Cartagena or Medellin. And of course, you know, unfortunately, she took advantage. She drugged him and all that good stuff. Robbed him of all his valuables. And what they did was they, this particular YouTubers, they found the girl and they set her up again. All right. She basically went back on Tinder. She changed her profile name. That's what some of them do. They just change their profile name. And got one of his friends to pretty much get her to come through. Now, guys, the thing about, you have to be careful, especially on Tinder with the language. I mean, anybody that actually lives in Colombia knows about, you know, how dangerous Tinder and all that can be. You definitely got to validate. You got to know who you're talking to on there. You got to try to do some research, you know, asking certain questions. So I'm not going to say, you know, I'm not going to put it on him, the reason he got drugged, but I'm not sure how long he's been in Colombia. I'm not sure his level of Spanish or anything like that. But, you know, just to give you guys some preference, you definitely want to do your due diligence when you meet women online, really anywhere in the world. It just doesn't happen in Colombia. It happens quite often in America, like places like Miami as well. But this particular clip that I segmented out was extremely funny to me. All right, it was funny because I think dude wanted to keep his cool. They set it up. He was smart enough to hire the police. You know, he paid the police to be there, which is a great thing. You definitely have to do that. Sometimes in these countries, you guys got to understand that, you know, in concerns of the police, we're so used to a crime and punishment system in America, right? Where if somebody commits a crime against you, you call the police. If they get them, they lock them up. You won't have to pay $1, right? That's what Americans are used to. Well, overseas, 9 times out of 10, it's a different system. Not in all countries, you know, not in the, I guess, most Western countries, but in these other countries, yes, you do have to make possibly an arrangement to the police to make it work their time, because they are dealing with different activities, all right, different crimes and everything like that. So that was a smart move on his part to go ahead and get the police, you know, hire the police so they can be there when they interacted with these females. So I'm gonna play, like I said, I'm gonna play just a little clip because I don't know these guys. I don't want to get hit with any type of copyright on the street. But shout out to them. Most success to them. So I'm gonna play a little clip real quick. So to give us some preference, they are in the apartment. The girls are over there right now. And this is, I guess, the grand reveal. This is toward the end of the video.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien. Hola, amiga. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Tú no acuerdas ya? ¿Tú no acuerdas? ¿No acuerdas?
He's basically saying, do you remember me? I believe they're in Medellin now. I believe they went from Cartagena to Medellin.
¿En serio?
So to give us some more information about the video, these 2 particular girls have drugged a whole entire party. They drug Colombians as well, just not tourists. All right, they've been in a lot because I've seen actually this one with the hat on. I've seen her in other posts from other guys. All right, in other Facebook groups. So this is what they do. All right, these are criminals. All right, these are criminals. These are not ladies of the night. These are specifically criminals. This is what they do. All right.
Es mi teléfono. ¿Tú no acuerdas robar mis cosas?
¿Qué necesitas?
Tú sabes, mi computadora, todo.
So he's upset. I think he went in there trying to be calm. You know, I don't think she even recognized him. But the funny part is, I think when he saw his phone, he got triggered. He got upset. Just imagine, you know, because you know how cell phones. Cell phones are like mini computers right now. You know, people pay thousands of dollars for their cell phone. And she's on his cell phone, all right? She doesn't even recognize him right away, all right? He's like, yo, do you even remember me? Because she drugged so many people. She's like, huh? And she's like, well, okay, well, what do you want from me? Here we go.
Todo. Yo quiero 20 millones de pesos.
20.
Sí. Sí.
If you want to find out what happened next, make sure you watch part 2 of.
So that's a good little series, man. What I like about this is I'm glad somebody finally did their research and did this and put it out. All right. Since, you know, I'm not going to, you know, get on, you know, the Colombian government, nothing like that. But I'm glad this happened. All right. This had to happen at some point. And I'm glad it happened because maybe it'll deter some people. All right. Maybe it'll deter some women from doing this. Okay. Because these women were actually posing as, you know, regular females. All right. It was certain things in the conversation that I saw in the text messages that I would have thought would have been a red flag, you know, because I know that Colombian women particularly don't like to do, you know, 3, 4 of them, you know, so that would have been a red flag to me, you know. Asking to drink, I think they said that's some of the text messages talking about, yeah, we can go get a drink 9 times a day, and that should be a red flag. Usually, at least from my experience on Tinder in Colombia, what I try to do, all right, is actually, you know, once I get their WhatsApp, have a more of a detailed conversation of what do you do for a living, where do you live at, who do you live with, do you have children, you know, what area you in, stuff like that. And then instead of me trying to meet them at night, the first time I meet them during the day, right? Something, you know, innocent, both sober, you can have a conversation. Now, if they don't want to meet you like during the day, like do lunch or like a brunch or evening dinner at a little restaurant, that should be a red flag right away. You know, fortunately, most of the women in Colombia don't just finesse guys out of meals. All right, if they go on a date with you, that means they're really interested in learning about you. That's the cool thing about the dating culture in Colombia, right? So do something a little bit more innocent. Don't just meet a woman for the first time at night. Another thing is most women in Colombia are not going to just come straight up to your crib if they're regular women. All right, they're going to want to meet you out somewhere. And you don't necessarily have to meet in a bar. We'll take them out for ice cream. We'll take them out for coffee or something like that. Like I say, an early brunch, lunch, whatever it is, during the day. All right, if they deny that, if they don't want to come out to that, they just want to just pop up at your crib and it's 3-4 of them, that should give you some red flags automatically right there, family. All right, those women they're not that impressed by Americans. All right, there's enough Americans out there now to where they're not sitting there that impressed. All right, you know, you guys, you know, come on, man, you know, let's just make it all make sense in your head, you know, especially if you're not walking around 6'8" with a super 6-pack, speaking, you know, Spanish out your ears like my dude Brazier and nothing like that, you know. It's going to take some time. So that should be some red flags. If she don't want to answer any questions, that should be a red flag. If you don't get her detailed Facebook, Instagram like that, and you see that she hasn't deleted it or recently started, that should be some red flags. And once again, I'm not just, you know, talking down on Colombia. You know, the same thing happens in Brazil. It happens in Miami. You know, but unfortunately, in Thailand, right, they take care of the tourists. When they was robbing, you know, guys on Beach Road, they took all the women on Beach Road, and lady boys, by the way, they took all the lady boys on Beach Road, put them in the precinct, called the media. The media took video, pictures. It was on front page news, and the police chief was just like, "Yo, stop robbing tourists. You know, we're not going to tolerate that. You're going to be in Bangkok jail for the rest of your life if you continue to rob tourists, because those people are here to spend their money, enjoy themselves, have a safe, fun time, and go home." All right, that doesn't necessarily happen in South America. All right, you kind of own your own, and if you do get robbed, you know, sometimes the police will show up and they'll rob you too. It's South America. All right, so just keep that in mind. So the best thing to do is to look through judging for the red flags. All right, your passport, bro. You know, you should know. Hopefully, you'll be in our Facebook group or something. Hopefully, you pay attention to this channel or anybody's channel to know what's going on in these countries, man. That's another definition of the passport, bro. Doing your research. You know, just don't pull up on the country. You don't know anybody. You don't know the language. You don't know where to go. Guys do it all the time. You know, and they walk around with their luggage in Medellin at night, hopping in any car in Colombia or Brazil. Telling you, man, recipe for disaster. Let me catch the super chat real quick. All right. All right. Shout out to my dude Delano Music with the $4.99 super chat. Blackmen Travels at Gmail. That's the email. All right. Shout out to my dude Stray Key. Says online dating in Colombia is overwhelmingly a majority gringo hunters. I've been pointing that to them, gringo hunters. The good ones, the bad ones. The trick is finding out which one she is. Colombian men don't do online dating enough for women to use it. That is a very good point. Very good point. All right. Shout out to my dude Eric Powell in the building. He says Colombian authorities are foolish for not aggressively prosecuting this. This can negatively impact their growing tourism industry. It really can. It really, really can. You got guys that are technically, you know, moving from Colombia that have been drugged. I know a couple of guys that's been drugged in Colombia. Now they're here in Thailand. All right. Shout out to my dude. Hold on, I got another super chat here. Mostly Money TV. He said, he said, Aaron, I literally said all these 1 to 20 minutes during the consultation. Most dudes still don't listen. You know what, Andre? Sometimes I think it's the fact that, you know, because I was hit with it too. You feel me? You know, first touching down in Colombia, my first couple of weeks, you know, you're talking, you're conversating with some of these beautiful women. And, you know, it can be hypnotizing to a certain degree. You're like, oh, man, this really pretty girl like me. And you're not even looking at the red flags, especially when you're drinking. That's why I always say, don't meet the first girl. If you're really interested in this girl, all right, don't meet her out at 12 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning, you know, to have some drinks initially. All right, because you're gonna have a beer or two, you're gonna have a shot or two. You're not even thinking to ask certain questions. All right, look for certain things. In the video, what I noticed what she did in this particular video right here, and once again, shout out to them for doing this video. I didn't want to play the whole video, but when they got to his apartment, they immediately started doing little things like looking in the other rooms, glancing around for cameras. All right, that right there, if you're paying attention, should be a red flag. But sometimes they try to come in twos. They come in twos. So guys, listen up. All right. I don't care how swagged out you are. I don't care, if you got away with rocking jewelry. I don't care if you're 6'8". I don't care if you got an 8-pack something. I don't care if you got money coming out your earlobes. All right. Most Colombian women do not get down with the polygamy thing. All right. The whole, I'm so fly, I pulled 2 women, call my homeboy. Hey dog, I just pulled 2 baddies in Colombia, bro. They about to come through. Super red flag. All right. So they do not like sharing men in Colombia. All right. They do not share men. So if there's 2 of them, one can keep you distracted while the other one is kind of looking around, glancing around. She's gonna keep you busy. The one, wants to keep you busy, engaging you in conversation, flirting with you and everything. The other one's gonna look, okay, does he have any cameras in here? Where are his valuables? Oh, damn, he got a cell phone right here. His laptop is right here. Oh, you do crypto too? Oh, nice. Hey, make sure I know he do crypto. Oh, you got 4 or 5 bank accounts? All that. They engaged in all that. And while you flirting with the other one, she's gonna be slipping something in your little cognac. Right? This is what particularly happened to this guy right here. So just keep that in mind. And once again, I'm not, shitting on Colombia. This happens in Miami. Definitely happens 100% in Atlanta. It's just not as targeted. In Atlanta, when the strippers drug people, I remember when my neighbor got drugged. I remember when he got drugged, they got him for like $2,000. Yeah, he pulled 2 strippers from a little hole in the wall strip club out there in Atlanta. And I said to myself, bro, that one, you thought you just pulled them off of the strip, 2 strippers? You thought your swag was just that so elite that, you got 2 women? Sisters don't really get down like that too much. I mean, it happens, but, you weren't really paying attention. As soon as he got to the crib, they drugged him, they went through all his stuff and eventually found, his little stash, $2,000, took his stash. So it can happen in America as well. It's a viral video going around that it's been happening a lot in Miami, guys. So just keep that in mind, right? Keeping it, if it's usually too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true, even in some cases overseas. All right, you don't have to really too much worry about that in Thailand too much, but especially in most other countries. All right, be careful. All right, be careful. Somebody said, "Man, what about them lady boys?" All right, this guy actually went looking for these women. Just take the L. You know what? I'm glad somebody did. I'm actually glad somebody did, because this video is already going pretty much viral. It's at 250,000 already. These 2 girls have robbed tons of people out there in Medellin. They were accused of drugging a whole party with other Colombians. So they drugged a whole entire party and robbed them of like $20,000 of jewelry and other things. So these girls, these are actual criminals, guys. These are criminals. These are what you got to watch out for. All right. And I'm glad he did this. I'm glad he exposed it. The picture's not blurred out, because if the media would have hit it, they would have blurred out their faces. They probably would have been out in a couple of days. But now that they been put on video, now it's went viral, that's going to force the authorities to actually do something, which is a good thing. Everybody ain't got to take the L, bro. This was a good thing that he did. Trust me. It was a good thing, because it needed to be slowed down. It needs to be some type of restraint. They need to know that, okay, we got some guys out here that don't play no games. They're going to come, find us, all right? Yeah, they're not my type either. I ain't want to say that, but they definitely, it is what it is, man. Some guys got different tastes in women. You feel me? All right? So, guys, I'm going to drop a link real quick. I'm going to do a quick show. I wasn't initially going to do a link, but I see we got all these guys in the building that might want to tap in to the definition of a passport, bro. So I'm going to drop a quick link. If nobody pulls up, it's cool. No issues. I'm going to go ahead and premiere the Passport Dash Bros podcast that we did earlier. All right. So as you go, guys, I just dropped a link. You know, join if you want to. Somebody said, not our type. Somebody said she's basic. Hey, man, people have different, people have different, tastes. People have different tastes, man. You never know. Shout out to my dude, Better Bicycle's got 2 of the travel is cheaper than therapy t-shirts. Man, I really appreciate that. All right. Hey, guys, do me a favor, man. You know I like when you guys cam up for me, man. Do me a favor and cam up for me if you don't mind, man, so we can really engage with the audience, my bros. You know? All right. All right, we got Global Passport in the building. What's going on, bro? I got to get your information, man, because people want me to do an interview with you.
Yeah, I'll send you my information. Not a problem. Definitely would love to do an interview with you. I want to get some information from you as well, because I think after the trip I got for Jordan in December, I'm thinking Thailand next.
Okay. Hey, man, hey, the more the merrier. Come on out here to Thailand, man. We here.
And then after that, I'm definitely going to have my consultation with Andre about coming over to Cali. I'm definitely going to be having it.
We try to keep it safe out here.
Yeah,
Shout out to my bro Andre Love Cross the Boys, looking all nice and fresh today. I see you over there, bro. I see you over there. You know, hey, but I'm gonna start. Go ahead.
I'm going to send you a copy of the video that we dropped this morning, as well, as far as the 2-year visa was released today. The 2-year digital nomad visa. Yeah.
Oh man,
I meant to send it to you, Aaron, direct. You were the first one I thought about, man. As soon as I dropped it, so I didn't get a chance to drop it to you because I knew you were asleep at that time period, because I dropped it this morning. But I want to definitely get that over to you as far as, and I actually walked through the whole thing, the whole process.
Okay, cool. And how much is it to apply for that visa?
You know what? It didn't have the cost for that particular visa on there. When you're going through the application, it shows you towards the end what the cost will be. But you know, the visas aren't expensive here, like 100,000, 150,000 pesos, which is like between $35-$40.
Okay, cool. All right, so I want to start with you, Andre. What is your definition of a passport? I don't know if you use that term. But
my definition
of just a movement in itself.
I like what you said earlier. My definition of a passport, bro, is someone that's taking advantage of, no matter what race, creed, or color, someone taking advantage of other ecosystems other than the United States. There are other ecosystems that exist, whether it be economics, whether it be relationships, whether it be networking. There are other ecosystems and even governments that will treat you just as good, if not better, than how many of us are being treated in the United States. So it's not just about the ladies. It's not just about the dollar that's doing great. It's the whole ecosystem that the Passport brothers are trying to get the best bang for the buck regarding for the rest of their lives. If you can live the best bang for your luck for the rest of your life, and all you had to do is just get a passport, I would recommend a person do that, because you can find an ecosystem that works best for you, and that includes language, that includes food, that includes the when I say ecosystem, that includes the air. Does it have the best air? For example, United States, I mean, is stressful. United States, you have 50% more likely to die of heart failure in the United States than any other country in the world, and so it's because of the food. And the water. Shout out to Flint in Jackson, Mississippi, and parts of New Jersey. So when I say a whole ecosystem, that's a true passport, bro, that takes advantage of the options of a whole new ecosystem that will give you a new life. Thailand is not just Thailand because of the women. It's that whole experience of the ecosystem that makes guys feel comfortable about Thailand.
Thank you. Global passport, what is your definition of a passport, bro? Or the movement in itself?
For me, it's an international traveler. Whether you're an expat, whether you're going for finding a wife or building a business, it's an international traveler. He's one that's not afraid to go to places where other people haven't gone. For example, a friend of mine's told me that in the Black community, we don't travel no more than 150 miles from our base home. I'm talking guys going way across the sea. those guys. I mean, guys like
Bro,
you, guys.
I don't mean to interrupt you, bro, but that statement just hit me so hard because I actually know a lot of dudes who literally have never left Georgia.
Yeah.
And they're in their 40s.
Yeah. And that's, people, those are the guys that I look up to, like Austin. Austin's really kicking butt, not just because of his channel, because he's young, he's adventurous. And that's what it's about. Life is an adventure, We're not staying stuck in the hood and stuff like that. We're going out there, we're tackling the world, guys that, right now with this whole movement, I'm looking up to you and Andre and Austin and a couple other people, because you guys are adventurous, man. And that's what it's all about, being adventurous.
Okay. Shout out to Dimitri with the $5 super chat. He says, love crossing voices for you, Andre. How is the US dollar treating you in Colombia?
It's treating me very well. When I sit back and I see the complaints that guys have about the US dollar and now, why you're in the US and now it's 5-1 here in Colombia, this is the perfect time. Andre and I are looking at buying a couple of apartments in 2023, 24, and we'll be heading to UK next April. We had planned on just doing Europe for 3 to 4 months in the summer, but because UK just passed the policy for Colombians to come there without filling out a visa, we on our way in April. And so the bang that we of our buck is not just the money that we'll spend in another country, but the money that we save to be able to spend in another country, because we save so much money here in Colombia. I mean, just imagine making $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and your cost of living is only between two people is only $1,500. So you got $8,500 left just in that 1 month. Or if you make 5,000, you got 3,500 left to put to the side, to put in investments, to put in real estate. So the beauty of the bang for the dollar is, one of the things that causes me to kind of like still shake my head is I don't see how y'all do it in the States. I don't see how y'all do it. Y'all bigger men than me. I swear. The dollar is so strong around the world. Other than the United States, if you just gave it a 6-month try, some of you dudes would save so much money if you just went to Mexico, if you just went to Colombia, if you just went to certain regions, Brazil, just for 6 months, the amount of money that you would stack. Some of y'all will be back with, if you're working online, some of y'all will actually, by the end of a year, walk away with 25, 30 in your savings account. With the same job that you got. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was just telling this to Austin yesterday. I was like, bro, right now you are in one of the cheapest places to live in the world, hands down. All right. It's gonna be if you can avoid partying so much, you will find out that I got extra money in my bank account, after my bills. Like, because they're not hitting you over the head like that. You're not paying a whole bunch of money to eat chemicals. Because that's what most of the food is in America. Right? But let me ask you this, Andre, real quick, before I bring the other Dre on. Shout out to my dude, Dre the Kid. I see you out there, bro.
Shout out Dre.
Why do you think people are trying to associate guys that travel overseas with no money? Similar to what I played earlier in the video. Now, he was in New Mexico, but why are they trying to associate everything negative with this movement, in your opinion?
To keep the guilt off of them not taking advantage of the life that they deserve to have. If I can make you feel bad and make you feel guilty and it keeps the spotlight off of me. It keeps me from looking at the mirror of my life and saying, man, if Aaron did it, he from the same neighborhood in the A that I'm in. What's my excuse? As long as I can sit back and say, oh, it ain't all cracked up to be what Aaron tried to make it out. It ain't all like that, man. See, what it is that it keeps me, scooping my life up under the rug like I've been doing for 40, 50, 60 years in some cases. B, from holding myself accountable. I could continue to talk about Biden. I could continue to blame it on the white man. I could still continue to blame it on, well, if my girl was supportive, if the women in the States weren't so masked, I could continue to blame everybody. including Aaron, instead of just taking that mirror, turned around towards me and say, Dre, what are you doing with your life? Or for women, what are you doing with your life that makes, I mean, women really should be the main ones looking at themselves, because if you got all the education, you got all the beauty, so-called beauty, if you got all the degrees, you own your own ATL houses, and men are still willing to get on airplanes and fly thousands of miles to get away from you just to be with women that have a fraction of what you have tangibly or materialistically, what does that actually say about you as a woman? So as long as they can criticize the passport bros, once again, it keeps them from holding themselves accountable. Passport bros is nothing but a gigantic, how can I put it, ecosystem or an amoeba of how they attack Kevin. Oh, he gay. Oh, well, he abandoned his daughter. Oh, he this. Oh, he that. They continue throughout his career. As much as Kevin tried to tell them, sisters, brothers, we can come together. Let's love each other. Those sisters weren't trying to hear a word that black man said who wanted to give them good news. We don't want to give them nothing. We just asked them, could you please stay out of our way? Could you imagine how much the more they don't like us? Y'all think they hated Kevin, or y'all think that this is the apex of how they're going to talk about us and treat? This is just the beginning.
It's just
when we start buying properties, and when they start seeing more and more brothers speaking bilingual on YouTube, they're gonna be like, what? When this the other one. As time goes on, everybody knows that a man's value becomes more and more valuable as he begins to become more focused. In other words, the Aaron that owns what he has today will have a lot more in about 5 and 10 years. Wait till you see these ladies once their gray hair kick in. You think they don't like you now? Wait till the gray hairs kick in and they're on their third cat. That's when the real criticism. This is nothing. The ones that criticize us still have a little bit of looks about themselves. They still got their little career. This their first puppy, pit bull puppy. So it's all new to them. Wait until they see us progressing and you see the next generation of our kids coming up. I got a 6-year-old. You'll have a 3-year-old. Taylor Made Dream's daughter might be 9 at that time. And now our kids got passports. This is what we are, is just the beginning of the passport bros. These ladies are complaining about the invisible. Wait until what we are doing becomes truly tangible.
That's a good point. I want to welcome Miss Dre, the kids in the building. What up, Dre?
What's happening? What's happening?
Man, welcome to the show, bro. Now, let me ask you, man, what's your specific definition of a passport, bro? And I'm getting you go with passport. I know you've been up there for a second, bro. I got you.
Passport bros. I mean, outside of the definition you gave earlier, I mean, you couldn't really hit it on the head more direct than that. You got so many brothers out here, like you said. You got the weekend warriors. You got us expats out here. There's guys that own businesses here in Colombia. You know, I got a cedula, Colombian bank account, Colombian credit. You know, you got when you have bank accounts in multiple countries, you developing a credit profile, have a credit profile in multiple countries. You're owning businesses. You got your Airbnb guys. We know so many guys with hotels, bars, restaurants, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot more out here that a lot of us are taking advantage of. And like you said, expanding your options is I think the best way to put it, because America's great for making money. You know, I mean, it is a lot of our home countries, but there's more than just America. Like there's more in this world than just America. Most people have no idea what goes on in these other countries except for what they see in movies, what they done read in a book. And then they get online and they're spitting out all this nonsense. And it's like, it's obvious you ain't been nowhere, because some of the stuff that these people are saying, it's not what is going on and what's happening on the ground out here in these countries. So, you know, passport bro, like I said, I think you hit it on the head. But I'm a border bro now. You know, I didn't graduate.
Oh yeah, we border bros.
Yeah, I'm border bro now. So
it's a new definition every week, right?
Yeah, so I'm different than y'all now. You know, I just want to let y'all know that.
That's right. Hey, you gonna move to New Mexico?
New Mexico. As soon as I get my visa.
Right, right. Now I'm gonna ask you this, Global Passport Crew. Why you think the Passport Bro movement is getting so much shade?
Because the women are so upset because they lost power.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was talking to Average Man Unplugged. You know,
shout out to him.
Basically, you know, the power of no has a significant meaning. Like you're in a club, you see a woman, you see a nice, gorgeous woman, you want to get to know her. That power of no, and she has every right to say no, but she can pick and choose. Even like being a friend to this person, and you want to take it to the next level, she can always just put you in the friend zone, and that's it. Now it's like, well, if you're going to put me in the friend zone, then the heck with you. I'm just going to go overseas and get me a woman that's not going to say no. You know, someone that wants to be my friend or wants to be intimate with me. You know, those opportunities now exist. And the key is now it's the passport. The passport will allow these guys to go overseas and find love and find happiness without the drama and chaos that goes on in dating in America. And
so let me ask you about what about the men that has all these criticisms? Because this is actually more men than women with the critiques right now.
The men I have, it's weird for men.
Very weird.
This. Very weird.
Very weird.
It's extremely weird, and it's
somebody did a 2-hour stream about me a couple of days ago. I'm like, bro, you want to talk about 2 hours? It's just. Yeah, man, BMT was broken in Atlanta, man. BMT killed pull. I'm like, bro, that's y'all so concerned about what I was doing in Atlanta. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go with past.
Yeah, but see, like in one of your shows, you stated those are the plantation boys. They're stuck on that plantation. They're not adventurous. They're not like us that goes out in the world and travels and experience different things and enjoy life. And like Andre say, be part of that ecosystem. No, they're stuck on that plantation. It's whatever the lifestyle is that's been for that community, you must abide by, or we're going to chastise you for going outside of that parameter.
Good point. Very good point. Yeah, it is strange. So we like the only culture of God's men that do that, unfortunately. So that's why that's why I coined it the plantation, bro, because nobody else has to go through that.
But that's also one of those things that they would never know unless they went outside the country and see exactly how we look from the outside looking back in. There's a lot that we do in America. We the only ones that do it. Like literally the only ones that do this stuff. The only ones. And it's important when you're in the States and you surrounded by that, because everybody else don't know no better. When you get outside the country and realize you're the one that looks stupid because everybody else ain't doing that, maybe it'll click.
I have to admit, and I've never asked this question. I want to ask you guys. Did you guys know before traveling how much Black people love the United States? I didn't know that. I did not really know. If you say something about the Black folks, red, white, Mr. Gilmore property, Black folks will snap on you. And that's how they doing us passport brothers. I didn't realize that how much our people love that little area of St. Louis, love that little area of Southside Chicago, love Detroit, my crappy Detroit, and will to their last breath defend everything that's USA that they create. Because I thought when I was in the States, we all said the same criticism, we all had the same statements, we all had the same talking points, no matter where we lived in the States. So I was like, okay. Black, we only tolerate the States because we live here. You know, we built it, so we like. But I didn't know until I left and start really following, like the brother other Dre just said. You start to watch your people and watch the country from almost like a bird's eye view looking down. And brother, I did not know how much Black people love the United States. I'm talking about Black people ain't gonna say it, but Kanye is the true representative of most Black people in the United States. They talk good while you in it, and it seems like we're fighting for equality. We're doing this. No. That's a minority. But the majority who are among the 72%, like the one brother was discussing, majority of Black people are among the 72% of Americans who have never lived out of the threshold of the city in which they were actually born in. Wherever your mama gave birth to you, 72% of Americans literally still live in that radius right now to this day. And among them are most Black people.
You know what? It's funny. It's funny you say that, man, because I remember when a family member told me, he's like, America is the best country in the world. Why would you want to go anywhere else? And I was like, yeah, that's true, because our media is so strong, right? I mean, you look at the media, what you hear about Colombia and Brazil is what? Violence. You know, the favelas, the barrios. You know, you hear Asia, you hear about, you know, the Bangkok jails and craziness. You're like, yeah, man, America is really the best country in the world. I love it here.
Everywhere third world.
Yeah, everywhere else is third world. Everywhere else is third world. Everybody overseas is broke, you know, and impoverished. And America is the only country that is doing well, man. Hey, real quick, man, I want to welcome my boy. I hope he ain't mad at me. Napoleon to the stream. Napoleon.
What's happening, fellas?
Oh.
How you guys doing today?
Oh,
pretty good,
man. Hey, you know you went mini viral a little bit there, brother. I don't know why, but you went mini viral for a little second there, bro.
That's pretty good, man. I'm coming out with my YouTube channel. I bought one.
Okay, that's what's up. Now this is a perfect segue to talk about safety overseas. Now that you're here, all right, man. You been hopping in any cartel cars lately, my brother?
No, I've been in America the whole time. I wrote a book. I sold 2 books on Amazon.
Okay.
Hey, that's better than 0.
Hey, look, and somebody read.
I ain't sold no books.
I don't know who read the 51 pages, but thank you.
There we go,
man. That's what's up, man. Now, did you guys see the video that I played earlier? I don't know if you might check in a little later.
Yeah.
You saw the video. That was crazy, right? That the guy actually found her and everything, and it comes to find out that this woman's been drugging. She might be that little crew might be because I've seen her in. I know Dre, you probably seen her too in different Facebook groups. I've seen that picture of her. All right. So it's just amazing that it's kind of good that somebody, you know, went and actually, you know, exposed her and did a follow up on her.
Hey, from a gangster's point of view,
here we go.
It didn't look right. Like
okay.
Like when I seen the video where the police, like dude said he paid the police to come, you know what I'm saying, get him for real. Her face when the police came in was more like she was working with him, cause like they would be like the police officers that'd be like, oh yeah, we got her, all of this, and take her away. I'm looking for the results, you know what I'm saying, or whatever they do. But she looked like she seen him and was like, she wanted to be happy almost, but she knew she had to play it off because it was busted. She didn't look too worried, you know what I'm saying? She pretty gangster.
I didn't care. What caught me was the fact that she didn't even recognize the dude. That's what caught me, and she had his cell phone in his hand. That's what caught me. Part. And I think that he came in there. You know how you want to do something like, say you go through all this, or say you beefing with somebody, right? You got issues with somebody. You say, you know what? When I run up on here, I'm just going to talk it out. You know, we just going to speak like men. And then you see him, and it's just like you just start going off. And that's what happened to him. You know, he
walked up in there like OJ,
yeah,
looking for his Heisman. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I was gonna be cool, but when I saw my Heisman,
Oh yeah, I remember that. Man. I remember that. But it was hey, people in the comment section saying you right though, Napoleon. They're saying, hey, yeah.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. I was going to ask because I think that video had a part 1 or part 2, or it said part. Yeah. Okay, so he's right. If they did not put that woman in handcuffs, and if there is no, because you know down here they parade everybody they arrest in front of the cameras, and they take pictures. The officers, the arresting officers, take pictures beside them. Whatever their crime.
Like,
yeah, they definitely do all of that. And the opposite also happens when the police come out and the girl, like he pointed out, she didn't seem all that concerned. Well, once they left, they probably just sent her on her way. That's how they do that. So you might be onto something there.
I mean, he did. He said he paid the police though. So if I'm paying the police, I'm paying you basically to do your job.
Yeah, you know how they do down here.
Right. We so like I said before, we so used to a crime and punishment that we just call it police.
It don't work like that down here.
We're gonna lock you up. Out here it's a little different.
And we also don't know. You know, it's one thing. I'm glad, you know, if that's how that situation played out. I'm glad he was able to find the woman. It appears he got the police to help him. But if this is going to be a pattern, and this man, I believe, lives here in Colombia, the police may not have done anything or appeared to have done anything to that girl because, yes, they may likely know her because, yes, she may likely be connected to a group. You can't put it on the fact that these girls are drugging and robbing you because they're poor and desperate for money. No, they work with these groups down here, and this is a part of their business. So now when you starting to step on their money, how long do you think you're going to stay down here and you messing with these people money? Try it.
The other thing is that a lot of guys take for granted that there are gangs in Colombia. We used to seeing gangs in LA or in you know, Kansas or in Chicago and certain areas of the United States. I've been saying this for the last couple of years. And you can look it up. There are gangs, literal gangs in Colombia, and part of what they do is one of their ways of making money is they send the girls out there on the hunt, hunting after the latest prey, and that's what they do. And these ladies, you have to realize, many of them have been in these gangs since they were 13 years old. They're 24 now, attractive, beautiful, and they're sending these ladies in hordes. It's not just in this game, maybe 1 or 2 people. We sit back and say it's 20,000 Crips over here, and you think they ain't got them like that here in Colombia, where it's like memberships in all over the different cities. I'm telling you, it is a lot bigger than guys have to realize, and so that's why I always say, like you said, Aaron, I always say this: A, does she have anything to lose? If this person has no job, no nothing, you are doing yourself a disservice. B, Colombian women. I have interviewed so many Colombian women, and the first thing they will tell you, my wife will tell you, she just said this last week, Colombian women don't date. That is an American concept. Colombian women hang out. Let's go hang out for some coffee. Let's go hang out for some ice cream. So Colombia, they're setting up a date or going to a bar all the time.
Repeat that, Drake, because they need to get that, because a lot of that get lost in these YouTube videos, or the guys that only know the tourist area. When you step outside that tourist area, how'd you put it, Drake?
In what way? That they don't
as far as exactly, they don't date.
Yeah, they hang out. It takes the pressure, because it takes the pressure off of the moment. Like if I date him, then I gotta smash him. So and I don't know him, so let me get to know him, and I don't want him to feel like he spent so much money on me to where I'm obligated to him. So let's just hang out. Colombians just hang out. It's like, man, I got a female friend that you'll really like to hang out with. She'll show you this. Let's go hang out at the zoo. Let's go hang out at the museum. Like when I met my wife, she took me to a museum first date. Hang out. When dudes sit back and try to do not, that's one of my first things. Do not bring that dating concept here to South America. It's not something that they do.
I've never been on a date on my life, so we good.
See, there we go.
You just jump rope, right? You said you jump.
Yeah, for real. He just said, let me just eliminate the middleman. I ain't got to even do it in the States. I ain't mad at him.
Well, have you ever been drugged and robbed overseas?
No.
Okay. That's what's up. I want to welcome David to the show. What up, David?
Shout out,
what's happening? Speaking of, the drug scene, believe it or not, that scopolamine group that's on Facebook. There's one girl. I'll never forget it. I actually seen her in the park, like just strolling around, trying to say hi to people, and trying to do her thing and whatnot. And I'm like, girl, your face is all over a Facebook group right now, but they out there being aggressive, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
I tried. Yeah. Like it's out there for real. I've seen people's phones get snatched. Like I've seen people get pickpocketed. Well, there were local Colombians that I've seen it happen to, and then like a couple of times European foreigners, but you know, never a Black American. So
y'all don't.
But I've seen it with my own two eyes.
Y'all don't wear like double shorts. Like I wear like shorts with like deep ass pockets, and then I wear like shorts over them with a belt.
I do the same thing.
Tight as fuck. You got.
I'm extra. I'm extra. What I did was I took some Velcro and I.
Colombia? Okay, that's it. No. Shorts in Colombia. That's a giveaway. That's a dead giveaway right there. He ain't from here. He got them shorts.
Oh no, I wear shorts. Let me rephrase. I wear shorts under my pants.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. You don't wear shorts down here. Gringos and poor people wear shorts down here, unless you want to go.
This is what I got right here.
Yeah, I got one of those too. I got a pouch. I got one that kind of like.
I mean, either I use a pouch like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty safe. I used that, a lot when I was in Colombia. But one idea that I actually had was I just took some Velcro because it's sticky, and I just had attached it to the inside of my pockets with and the thing is, it was strong enough where you needed a lot of resistance to pull it open, and that worked pretty well. Yeah,
that's a good one.
So I had customized Velcro pockets to where you really had to yank it open in order to get inside, and even if you want to be sneaky, you're gonna have to pull me. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna be able to just sneak up and just swipe my phone.
Cool. I want to give a shout out to Big Boss Real Talk. It says yo. Shout out to BMT and the panel chat. Shout out Big Boss. I think Big Boss might be out here actually, but shout out to my dude Big Boss. I want to welcome my guy here, Tobias, the traveler, Mr. European, Mr. Worldwide Traveler in the building. What up, Tobias?
Yes,
What's going on? What's going on? Can y'all hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, we got some feedback on somebody right now.
Hold on, let me see. Yeah, that was David.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tobias, did you see the video that I played earlier?
I didn't get to see all of it. I've been wanting to check it out though, right? I know dude went and caught up with the chick that who had drugged one of his friends or something like that, and then they set her up to catch her, they question her and all that. But I haven't watched it all. I haven't watched it just yet.
Okay, now did you, in your situation, and I hate to keep bringing your situation up, bro, so apologies, but we're talking on that particular subject.
Don't worry about it, man. We're going to talk about it in a couple days.
Okay. So you met them her off of Tinder, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What was some of the questions that y'all had on Tinder? Just a random conversation.
First, it actually moved off of Tinder real quick. Right. And that was something I was noticing, which for me, that was kind of unusual because, what just run around the world talking to different women on Tinder. They typically are not getting off Tinder that fast. If I'm like, oh, hey, let's exchange numbers. You got WhatsApp and oh, well, let's talk on Tinder for a little bit. Sometimes, right. Like, okay, here's my number. But they was jumping to WhatsApp quick. And that was every chick that I had a match with on Tinder. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's just probably how they move out here. But, they're like, well, we don't want to use that. Now, I was just like, hey, what's going on? Where are you from? Because I was one of my homeboys, right? He was telling, hey, you know what? Don't mess with no chicks from Bayo, right? If they live, if they in Poblado or Envigado or something like that, he says, you cool, but don't mess with no chicks, right? Don't be shooting out the Bayo or nothing like that. I'm like, all right. And it was just real basic conversation. That's when I'm like, remember, I was there less than a day before, I had my incident. And it was the first night I actually went out. So we just linked up right then. So we got off Tinder kind of quick. And
so what time did y'all link up?
It was late in the evening, right? Because I went out, I was just hanging out. I was in Parquilleras, not knowing it was the track like that, and find out a little late. But we linked up. It was probably about 11:30, 12 o'clock when I met up with her and her friend.
I want to give a shout out to Chad, the great with $2 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, "Recognize game before the game recognize you." All right.
Man, Ransom said I was a case study.
Yeah, I see that.
Now, I will say one thing about them moving off Tinder quickly. Here, that's not as abnormal because our cell phone plans down here, WhatsApp and Facebook does not use up any of your allotted data on your plan, so it's free. So most of the time, if they're going to be using some other online platform, they want to hurry up and get back over to where it's free. So that's typically why that would be done.
You know what? I can, in Germany, like when I first moved there, and this was what 2012, it was the same thing. It was like people didn't want to text. They moved from, like, say if I met some chick, off the strip, hello, how you doing? The warm hello. And like, hey, let me shoot you your number. Like, hey, can you WhatsApp me? Because it's free. The data was free, but the normal texting was what they got charged for.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Tobias, did you ask any like specific questions to her, like, that she didn't answer, that did you see any red flags whatsoever, just as far as communicating?
No, I didn't see any red flags. If I would have got one, I'd have been like, nah, I'm good off this chick, right? Actually, you know what? There was, before I met her, right? I was out, I was doing my thing, just talking to women on the streets, like, oh, what's going on? I was getting a lot of play. And I'm like, God damn, I'm getting a ridiculous amount of play. And there was this one super bad Venezuelan girl, and I was hollering at her, and we just went and had a drink at I think the club was called Parque Lleras. And
Yes, Park.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. So we there, and I'm like, I just wasn't feeling her energy. She was just like this all the time, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go. Hey, bought her a drink, and I bounced. That's when I actually ended up connecting with the other chicks.
Plural.
Yeah, so I left the other, like the Venezuelan girl. I left him. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm that's not how I roll. So you're not present in the moment with me. Oh, goodbye. But yeah, before that, like I said, I didn't get, that was a red flag. But from them two, yeah, I didn't get any red flags.
Plural. The first red flag was plural.
Oh wait a minute. So it was two women.
It was two. Yeah, it was two. Because I see. See, man, we getting into the conversation way too soon, man.
My bad. Yeah, you're right. But you know what though? I had a friend of mine, a former NFL player who got drugged the first night too. He had 3 women, and I said, bro, it's not Brazil. They don't get down like this out here. That's some Brazil stuff you on right now. They don't get down like that out here.
And see, when you don't know, if you're ignorant to the fact, you just that's a lack of knowledge. It's what it came down to. Like when I'm running around Asia, or if I'm like in Germany or almost any European country I've been to, it's hey, you meet up with 2 chicks and things happen, and it happens. But Colombia obviously is a different beast. And Andre, you must have been shooting episodes for Mostly Money because you got the tie on and everything.
Yeah, I just took the jacket off actually. So
I'm looking like, he must have been.
But then I had some consultations to do, and then I actually did the video this morning for the digital nomad visa. So
yeah,
so I've been suited up all day.
Hey, Love Cross the Borders, how do you set up your consultations off of YouTube? Like, was you using like Messenger, or do you use StreamYard?
I use StreamYard because I want to record the person's consultation for them and then send it to them. So let's say, because I've gotten guys that are truck drivers and they're pulled to the side of the road or want to get done with their load, and they're tired. They ain't in the mood of writing notes and things like that. So what I do is I just start the recording, record the whole consultation on StreamYard, stop it, and then I have a website that's called WeTransfer. WeTransfer will transfer any size file or video that is 2 gigs absolutely free. But for another $9 a month, I can send videos any size I want. And so some of those videos are really large, but I can send them in a matter of moments over to you guys, so you guys can you get a WeTransfer email, you can open it up and download it. So every single person. So I use, like I said, I use a StreamYard for the video of the consultation, and I use and you can use, with StreamYard, as you well know, somebody could be on their phone and do the consultation, or they could be in front of their computer and do the consultation with me. And then once I download it, I go to WeTransfer and WeTransfer.com, and I've already set up my little account to pay. But you don't even have to set up an account to actually do the 2 gigs for free.
And you charge them off of Cash App or PayPal, like regularly?
Cash App, PayPal, or Zella.
You gonna get a consultation, Napoleon?
Yeah, what I do is
Andre, you need to get his brother a consultation for real about
I read books and then I explain it for niggas that don't want to read books. You know what I'm saying? They be like, we have a conversation about it, and they be like, well, damn, I ain't even got to read the book since I have a conversation with you.
So, Mpoli, you never been to Colombia, right?
Not to Colombia.
Okay. Don't hop in any cars you don't know, bro.
Oh yeah. No.
I know you cool and everything.
I don't do anything too reckless.
They do kidnap down here, by the way.
Yes, they do.
And
the funny part is a lot of the stuff, in all sincerity, you guys could attest to. A lot of it could be avoided with some of the simplest red flags notifications. It'd be like that person's literally putting a giant red flag cloaked over their car, and you will walk up there and pull a cloak off just to jump in the car. Or the female will walk up to you draped in a red cape, and you will snatch that cape off her as if she's one of those nice corporate women that you just ignored that walk by at 1 o'clock during lunch hour.
See, most of the dudes, when they come to Medellin and they hit the Parque Aires area, most, because of the way that they're dressed, the women are dressed, they're, the ones that are outside walking around, you go into different clubs, you thinking, oh, it's a club, kind of like back home. I'm gonna go in there, holler at a few chicks, buy a drink, all that kind of stuff. Well, Parque Aires, in the high 90 percentile of the women there, are all working, no matter what they tell you, no matter where you see them at. That is not a regular woman at all. So from there, if she can't get in the club, because another odd thing that's not like the US is they gotta pay to get in the club. We get in free, they gotta pay. Some places we both gotta pay a cover charge. Theirs will be more. But if she can't get in the club, that's usually a red flag. The security don't want her in there. There's probably a reason. If you come out of one club to go to the next club, she's still outside. You come out another club to go to another club, she's still outside, or she walking up and down dead. It's a reason. If she approach you first, they don't do that down here. Women don't approach men. So a woman that approach you first,
that's a huge red flag right there.
Yeah. I was so naive about that when I first got there, bro. That's one of the biggest things you just said right there.
But it's the guys don't. I mean, when we in Medellin, and you in that area, you see dudes almost nightly, the same repeated behaviors with the same potential results over and over and over.
Yes, sir.
That's real. Shout out to my dude, Chef Rod Vlogs. He said, Aaron is the man. I linked up with him in Thailand. My brother Aaron put me on. Shout out to you, Ross. What's up, man? Who was it that had a question?
Yeah, I had a question for you guys in Colombia. Is all this drugging stuff, is all that related to the cartel, or do the cartel still have a hold in Colombia, or is just random street gangs just doing it?
I'm gonna jump on real quick and say I ain't touching nothing with that word in it.
From an outsider's perspective, I truly believe it's just a whole bunch of street gangs. Like I said, I didn't get deep into that type of culture out there. It's really from like an outside perspective, based off of information I may heard like third hand.
Okay.
One of the things. Go ahead.
Real quick, Andre. Real quick, I'll get right back to you. Shout out to man, we gotta get that mic, man. That mic got the echo on it. Shout out to Eric Powell, the 5 super chat, man. I really appreciate it. He said, Aaron, based on what you said, in Brazil, you can entertain 2 or more at a time, whereas in Colombia, that's a no-go. Yeah, Brazil is wild, man. Brazil is a whole nother level of debauchery. So, yeah, you can probably get away with it in Brazil. I'm not going to front to you. Shout out to my dudes, Jay Cloud, with $4.99 super chat. Says, don't ignore the red. Hold up, David. Hold on. You tell me blood rushing with the mic. I got that Radio Shack mic over there, man. Hold on 1 second, bro. I got you, though.
He said Radio Shack.
Shout out to Jay Cloud with the $4.99 super chat. He said, don't ignore the red flag, fellas. Salute. Shout out to my dude, Rush, with $1.99 super chat. Go ahead, Andre. What was you going to say?
And I forgot when you said the Radio Shack. I ain't been in Radio Shack. Man,
Radio Shack gone.
Man. Okay.
Investing Radio Shack, if I'm not mistaken, or something.
Man, what I was really about to say is I really truly lost my train of thought, man. That joke was so funny.
Is it still echoing? Is it still echoing?
No, not now, but that is echoing. The joke is echoing in my mind right now. That was funny.
He asked about the narcos and the women.
Oh yeah, thank you, brother. He's absolutely correct. It is the kind of like the street level where all this takes place. The real money makers have learned over the last 40 years to move in silence.
Mm-hmm.
They make their money in silence. The real money that gets shifted in and out of the countries, those level dudes, you won't hear nothing about them. Nothing from. It's not like in the 90s where everything was rah, 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 and they were promoting themselves. Now, if you're a true baller, nobody knows it. They move in silence, and that's how it is. So all of this that's taking place, these low-level groups that are coming together, and as long as dudes, they're playing on manhood. And once we learn the art, like the brother started off earlier, once we learn the art of no, I'm telling you, 50% of this is shut down. Once we learn to tell the other person no and to tell ourselves no at times, like, you know what, Dre, no, go this way. You ain't trying to deal with them. Go this way. Once I learn to tell myself no, man, 50% of this stuff will come to an end. They know that most men aren't going to tell themselves no to beautiful. You don't do it in the States. Something pretty walk up on you. You let that in the States get away with you. What you gonna do when you come to South America where you got gorgeous women in herds? You gonna go say no to her, or her. And these guys know this, and the men behind it train these women on how men think and how male nature is, and they send them on out there like Jesus sent his disciples out there, and they continue to get guys. That's what makes it so easy for them, because these are men training women on how men think.
That's facts. That's real facts. I remember Kevin Samuels. He was discussing be discipline, having some discipline. That'll help. I want to catch a super chat by J. Ross with the 5 super chat. He says, "Enjoying Medellin for my nighttime in 2022. My OGs are forcing me to another city in 2023. Shout out to my dude J. Ross in the building." Yeah, man, Medellin. I did the same thing when I went to DR the first couple of times. I think I went to DR like 9 times in 1 year. But then when I got to Colombia, it was a wrap.
I wouldn't say Medellin is, that bad. It's just a lot of that stuff is, a good bit of it is preventable. If some of the guys would research a little bit better, not try to come down here and move like the States. If you actually want to date a regular woman, you need to learn some stuff about the culture, learn what's normal here, learn how to go about doing that outside of the tourist area. And then in general, outside of the tourist area is actually a lot more safer than the tourist area.
That's true.
Yeah,
like Andre says, it's not all Colombia.
Yeah, Medellin is not Colombia. Medellin is not Colombia. Even though we love you, Medellin, I want all you guys to continue to go to Medellin, enjoy Medellin. Don't come to where I am. I'm gonna tell you now. Don't come here. We don't want you here. Continue to go to Medellin.
Andre, I'm coming to dust it up, player.
Do not come my way. Don't come down here. Listen,
me and
me and the fellas had such a good time this weekend, and I ain't had to worry about none of you Medellin, bro. I ain't had to bump
we're gonna hop in some dangerous cars.
But see, the best part about a lot of that, because I experienced that when I was in Medellin a couple weeks ago before I came back out here on the coast.
Tell that story. Go ahead. But encourage them to stay there.
Yeah, y'all can go. Hey, keep going to Medellin. It is a beautiful city. Most of these guys are only going to be in Poblado anyway. They're not going to venture outside of that tourist area. The comfort zone ain't there. And to go to some of these other areas, you're going to need Spanish because
I'm trying to go to Palenque. That's where I'm trying to go.
To where?
Palenque.
Oh, Palenque.
Mm-hmm.
But the Spanish, you're gonna need Spanish maneuver around this country. Being inside those tourist areas, I mean, they kind of cater to you a little bit. You may find some workers in restaurants and such that speak English, maybe. and you'll run into other foreigners that can translate for you. You step outside that tourist area, it's a whole other ball game. Most people ain't gonna be out there, so we don't have to worry about y'all coming around to most of these parts.
Facts. I want to shout out to King Chris with $2 super chat. He says, "Shout out Aaron, you and Average Man Unplugged hit 20K subs. I didn't even know I had hit 20,000 subs. That's what's up, man. Appreciate that. People be paying attention to it more than I do." I think you on mute, Andre.
You on mute, Dre?
Yeah, you.
I say I was. I'm not surprised because you were at like one. You were at 9 something when I pulled up. So I already knew that. I said, well, he about to crack. I just so happened to glance and I was like, oh, he about to crack that 20K real quick.
That's what's up.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, congrats, bro.
You know, I gotta buy me a little shot tonight. Okay.
Did you know that over 90% of all YouTubers from 2005 when YouTube was started till now, only over 90% of YouTubers don't even crack 10,000.
I did not know that. I did not know that at all, Andre. I did not know that, bro.
Yeah, man. And the only reason I know all these stats is to it keeps me, appreciative and humble, but also I like to share this with dudes that hits milestones and don't realize, because you're so used to being in a certain circle. You're like, well, I'm used to seeing this person with 20 and this person with 50, because you're in it from the business side. But when you look at it from the side of just an average person that's not a content creator, there's not a lot of us, Aaron. You are a very rare brother, man. And so congratulations on what you accomplished with the 20,000. It is not as common as us that are on the business side of YouTube actually think it is. There's only 4,500 of us that in the United States have even hit 100,000 subscribers.
That's what's up, man. And appreciate you as well, man. We have our conversations offline. You always give me the motivation to keep on going, bro. And I appreciate it.
Keep doing it, man.
Yeah. Shout out to my dude, it's Jay Clyde with the $4.99 super chat. Says, I'm in Medellin right now, and I haven't seen one Pookie or Ray Ray. I mean, Grego must not be there.
Grego.
Shout out to my dude, Grego go home, man.
Grego always like pop up. Like you can be out.
He's a pop up.
Yeah, Greg could just pop up.
Yep. A shout out to Ballers Are Traveling the World with $1.99 super chat. It says, keep dropping them gems, fellas. All right, guys. So I got a premiere in about 7 minutes, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on offline, man. I appreciate everybody on the panel. Before I go, I think Tobias, I don't know if you answered the initial question of the show. You still there, Tobias?
Yeah, I'm here. I'll just grab something to eat real quick.
Okay. Did you say what your definition of a passport, bro, was? And I'm getting Napoleon's definition, and we're gonna be on that.
Oh, okay. My definition of a passport, bro. That's gonna be, well, first, I won't categorize it as, just a black man. I'm gonna say it's gonna be an individual, right? I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic. It's gonna be that man who is traveling the world first to enjoy his life, right? Whatever that might be. You out there doing your thing. And you have the finances to do it. I like to try to just keep it simple. You are out there running around the world, enjoying your life. You're not worried about what other people say or do. Their words don't affect you because they typically wish they could be in your shoes if it's another man. Or the women could be mad at you because you might be dating other women from different ethnicities, but they know your resources ain't coming back to them.
Good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. I'm done.
What's your definition of a passport, bro?
A passport, bro, is any man that is in America and he's dating a female, and then while he's making love to her, she turned back and say, go ahead and get there, daddy. I got work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get you one of these passport bros, and that conversation will never happen.
That's what's up, man. Okay, that's what's up. Hey, man, we got to go to Barranquilla soon, man. Holla at my boy Drake, all right?
I ain't going to be here.
All right, fellas. All right, man. Yeah, we come here about 4 minutes, man. Appreciate that. Hey, fellas, keep tuned in, man. We got a podcast premiere with my dude Travelversity in Austin, Parliament coming up in a few minutes. Peace. Appreciate everybody on the panel.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, bro.
Peace.